Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jake the Fate, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review and demo on this Seymour Duncan Screamin Demon Humbucker pickup. So here I have the Seymour Duncan Screamin Demon Humbucker pickup, and this pickup was originally designed for one of my favorite guitar players, George Lynch. So without further ado, I'm going to take you guys to the workbench and talk a little bit about this pickup, show you guys a few specs of this pickup. So I'm going to show you guys what this sounds like isolated and in a mix, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on this Screamin Demon Humbucker. Alright, so the packaging, obviously, it looks like a typical Seymour Duncan packaging. There's like no cool George Lynch sticker or like poster or anything, which I wish they did, but you get the screws, the typical stuff you always get with Seymour Duncan pickups, wiring diagrams and stuff. So nothing fancy or special there, but here's the pickup. So you got like the regular screws on this coil right here, and on the top coil it's like the hex screws or the Allen head screws. That's the only thing that kind of just like diverses this pickup from other pickups. Very typical Seymour Duncan pickup. So what I'm going to do is actually take a reading of this and see how much output is on this pickup. All right. So this pickup reads 9.83 k ohms. So it's not that hot. It's not a high output pickup. If you coil split this, 4.95, which makes sense. So, it's not a very hot pickup. I'm excited to see what this is going to sound like. The description here, I didn't even know this had this back here, but on the description here it says, this modern output pickup is originally designed in the custom shop for George Lynch. George wanted, why am I reading this like I'm reading to a fucking 2-year-old? George wanted a pickup with a big open sound. No, but it says basically he wanted a pickup. And I've done some research on this too. He wanted a pickup that sounded like the 59, Seymour Duncan 59s. He wanted something mid to high range. So it's like it says here, less bite and more growl. So in a sense, what that means, like it's got that aggression, but it's not too in your face. I'm pretty excited to see what this sounds like. But this pickup is an Alnico 5 magnet pickup. When I made that video on the Kramer Pacer, I got a comment. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, man, but I got a comment saying, what's the difference between a Alnico and a ceramic magnet? So I actually have some here. A ceramic magnet, it's, basically like a dark gray looking magnet. And the Alnicos, they have like a shiny, silvery kind of look to them. This one, it's like the cheaper magnets that I was talking about that they put in like the low budget, affordable pickups. This one's a little bit more quality, and these can break easily, as you guys can see there. It already chipped off on that corner right there. Even though these can break easy, but with these, they break super fast. But that's the difference between these visually. So in terms of tonally, these two are different, but there are 5 different types of Alnico magnets, right? So you have the Alnicos 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. And what Alnicos are, they're a mixture of aluminum, nickel, and cobalt. Hence the name Al for aluminum, Ni for nickel, and Col for cobalt.
Yes, science!
So the most common Alnicos are the Alnico 2s, the Alnico 3s, and the 5s. Is what you usually find in most pickups, so mainly the 2 and the 5s. So the Alnico 2 is the second weakest out of all the Alnicos, meaning there's less string pull. It's got a low output. It's got soft lows, soft highs, and very noticeable mids. And they usually use that like classic rock, alternative, stuff that you're not gonna be super aggressive with. So that's the Alnico 2. Now the Alnico 3s, they're the weakest out of all the Alnicos. So, obviously the output's going to be very low. It's got a softer low range to it, but it's got a very sparkly, like trebly mid range. So it's used for like softer rock, blues and funk and stuff like that. Now the Alnico 4s, they're like the flattest sounding Alnicos out of all of them. They're not as strong as the 5 and the 8, but they're not as weak as the 2 and the 3s. It's kind of like very like in the middle, so that's why they say it's like very flat. So it's just got a very balanced overall sound to it. Like the mids, the lows, and the highs, they're all very balanced. And you really typically never really find them because it's very rare for somebody to want one of those magnets in their pickups. Now the Alnico 5, which I have here, is like the strongest one out of all 3 of those. So which means stronger string pull, more high output. It basically emphasizes the highs and the lows, so it's got like that distinct sound and tone to it. And it's typically used on like hard rock, metal, jazz, things that are going to be a little bit more like out there. And it's one of the most common magnets used for that kind of genre. Now the Alnico 8 is one of the strongest and highest out of the Alnico family, but it's not used very much just because it's got so much high output. It's only used for like hard rock, heavy metal, prog, and fusion, that kind of genre, just because it's got like very thick highs, lots of mid-range, and a strong low range. But again, it's not used like in most like pickups. You go to a store and like, oh, I want an Alnico 8 magnet pickup. You're not going to typically find it anywhere. You're going to have to order it online and like basically search for it. I've actually made some pickups myself with the Alnico 8s, and they do sound pretty good, especially because I play a lot of heavy metal. So for me personally, it does sound amazing. So I prefer the 8s a lot more than the other Alnicos. But I've been getting really into these 5s. These ceramic magnets, they're a lot cheaper to get, affordable to get. So they'll usually like make them like this. Like I said, they'll put them in like the cheaper pickups, affordable pickups. You usually find these in like the cheaper single coil, like in the bottom of the single coils for like the Squire pickups, just the very cheap pickups. They'll put this just to like get more output out of them. But obviously you can find like better quality ones like this one. So pickups with ceramic magnets, they'll have a lot of high output. They'll have a very strong and sharp high range with a noticeable upper mids, and it like kind of like in your face type of a low range. Like the bass is kind of like boom right in your face. So and these kind of magnets are used in like heavy metal, prog, and fusion. So, and this is what I prefer just because I play metal. Yeah, that's like a little bit of a lesson on these magnets. But yeah, so this one, it's got an Alnico 5 magnet in it. So all I'm going to do now is basically just put this thing on my Kamikaze guitar, just because I've been dying to put this pickup on that guitar, just because obviously it's appropriate. I'm going to give you guys an isolated track sound of how this pickup sounds. I'm also going to do a demo track to show you guys what this sounds like in a mix, and then give you guys my final thoughts on this Screamin' Demon Humbucker. All right, so there it is, the George Lynch Screamin' Demon Humbucker. Of course, I had to put this on my Kamikaze guitar just because I've been dying to get this pickup on this guitar for probably about a year, probably more actually, because Nicole got me this a while back. I would say probably like 2, maybe 3 years ago. She got me this guitar, and I installed the Sustainiac, which I made a video of how to install a Sustainiac on your guitar. I forgot what pickup I had when I installed this. It was a Seymour Duncan, I forgot which one. But then I installed the Humbucker, which sounded amazing, but it wasn't the tone that I was looking for. But with this one, it's the perfect pickup for this guitar. Now I know it's not the Humbucker, which personally, I've tried pickups, both exact same pickups, Humbucker and the regular size Humbucker. There's a slight difference, but you know, they're off by just a few millimeters. It's not like it's a drastic change, but it still sounds great. Now this pickup does go for like $120. Seymour Duncan website, Guitar Center, Sam Ash, anywhere you go, it's gonna be $120, even on Amazon. On the Seymour Duncan website, they say that it's around 10k ohms, a little bit more than 10. But for some reason, when I took the reading, it was under 10. I don't know what happened there, but it still sounds great. And the reason why I actually love this pickup, like how I explained with the magnets, I usually go for like ceramic, very high output pickups, and it gives it that bass. You know, it's got a lot of lows, so it sounds very chunky. But with this one, since the treble is extremely high, it's got that like that grit. It's got like that perfect 80s tone. And I know you guys are probably saying, oh, it's just a pickup, they just put his name on it and it's all marketing. But to me personally, it's got what this pickup should sound like, with the magnet, with the output. Because every other pickup that I own, you know, very high output, ceramic, and it's got like that bass that I was talking about. It's got that low range, like very mid, you know, in your face type of chunky sound. But with this one, you know, it's got that crunch, you know, very gritty sound, which personally I was not expecting to like it, because I was like, it's gonna have, you know, very low output, and I'm, like I said, I'm a huge metal guy. I'm like looking for high output stuff, but freaking awesome, just because it's appropriate for the guitar. So I highly recommend you guys giving this pickup a try. Even if you guys aren't a George Lynch fan, just give it a try. If you guys are used to the EMGs and like the Invaders and the high output pickups, you guys try something like this, it's gonna make you want to play in a different style. The demo that I did, I usually don't ever play in E. I do have this guitar drop tunes and drop D. I was trying to play something in like very standard 80s, you know, E, C, D over and over, you know, very standard for 80s metal, which I personally love. So man, like I said, like this guitar is complete now. You know, I put a Floyd Rose original, I put the Sustainiac, now I got the Screamin' Demon on this thing. So this guitar is complete. Also, I did say that I was gonna make a Kamikaze replica. I ordered some stuff from eBay and it was coming from like Russia, and for some reason it took a month for it just to come, and we couldn't get the stuff, so they had to like send it back. So I have to reorder everything, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. So I do apologize. I know a few of you guys wanted me to do the George Lynch replica, so I will get to that. I just don't know when, but eventually I will get to it. So I hope you guys found this video useful and helpful in any way, shape, or form. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because that's all I do on this channel. Guitar reviews, guitar builds, wiring stuff, anything guitar related. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.